Good afternoon, să rămână, bună ziua. So, when Mr. Negrea called me several days ago, inviting me here, I was volunteer saying, yes, I will come. Today, when I was to put together some lines, some ideas, I was a bit confused, and I should recognize I had some problems. Why? Because I said, what to tell to people like we have in our panels, people from banking industry, which are very close to the issues, the representatives of, I don't know, very valuable companies like Visa, MasterCard, IBM, and I'm sorry if I have not mentioned anybody. I said, okay, I cannot participate to tell them, to debate with them. And in such circumstances, I said, okay, maybe I will tell them some stories. And the first story I want to tell you, I will apologize in front of our organizers, which decided to have an English conference, but allow me only the first the first story I want to tell you to be in Romanian, because there are few things I cannot really express in English. So it was in 1981, when I will continue in Romanian. Era în 81 când, fiind în armată, nu eram așa tânăr, aveam vreo 32 de ani atunci, îmi satisfăceam stagiul militar la o școală de elevi, se numeau atunci, cei care terminaseră facultatea. Eram salariat la Banca Română de Comerț Exterior și mă ocupam de informatică pe vremea aia, numai de informatică. Și la un moment dat, fiind în armată, a venit un coleg și mi-a zis, te cheamă comandantul. M-am dus repede la comandant și acolo am salutat, așa cum trebuia să saluți pe vremea aceea, să trăiți, domnule comandant, să trăiți, tovarășe vice. Era vicepreședintele Băncii Române de Comerț Exterior, care, ce să vezi, a venit să mă scoată din armată ca să mă duc la bancă să rezolv o problemă. O problemă cu care mulți dintre dumneavoastră aproape că nici nu credeți că a existat vreodată. Și anume faptul că în 1981 Federal Reserve a decis că nu mai face calcul la dobânzi decât pe data valutei, value date. Un lucru care pentru o bancă, cum era Banca Română de Comerț Exterior la început și care avea vreo 3 informaticieni cu totul și lucra pe un concentrator de date de 64 de K și pe un mainframe Felix C256 de 256 de K, era într-adevăr o problemă. De ce v-am spus lucrul ăsta? Pe de o parte să aduc în atenția dumneavoastră că lucrurile au evoluat extraordinar în ultima perioadă. Sigur, pentru mine a fost ceva inedit să stai acasă, de fapt nu acasă, să stai la bancă o săptămână în loc să stai la cazarmă. A fost foarte bine, deși cred că puține nopți am dormit sau puține ore am dormit în acea perioadă, care o săptămână însemna 6 zile de lucruri, că nu erau încă săptămânile așa numite SRL, săptămâna redusă de lucru. A doua poveste care vreau să vă spun și o să continui în engleză. The second story I want to tell you is a kind of answer to a question. Maybe some of us or some of you were wondering how was before 89 when the payment system in Romania, even till 2005, it was paper-based. And I'm sure it's rather complicated to understand how it was possible. And I will try to give an answer to this question. First of all, you should know, before 90, in Romania were only 4 banks, 4 commercial banks. Of course, it was CEE, it was Czech bank as well, the bank for Romanian citizens. But the 4 banks were covering all payments in Romania. And comparing with what is now, you were wondering how come? And the answer is the following. First of all, the 4 banks were very, very specialized. For example, Agricultural Bank, it was only for companies working in agribusiness. But when you say companies at the level of 80s were only few in comparison with what we have today. Most of the transactions were intra-bank transactions. So I said Agricultural Bank, it was National Bank of Romania who was dealing with commerce and industry, and Romanian Bank for Foreign Trade, which was dealing with currencies, transactions in hard currencies, and also for Comecon countries, communist countries, and it was also investment bank, the Banca de Investiții, the let's say the previous name of Pd.D. So all those banks were dealing with all payments in Romania, and central bank was the organizer and the supervisor. Excuse me, National Bank of Romania, not Central Bank. That time was not such a denomination. So, no, nomination. Central Bank was organizing what's so-called compensation, daily compensation meetings. That means everybody was coming with the payments for other, for clients in other banks. In 2002, 2003, somebody did a study. It was paid by, I think, FARE. And according to the study, in Romania, after 90s, the payments, interbanking payments, were taking in average 9 days. 9 days, no zile. I'm not joking, I'm not saying things were not true. Of course, this number, 9, it was increased year and year from 90s up to 9, Why? Because in Romania, after 1st of January 1990, it was an explosion. Most of the commercial banks, the existing commercial banks, I mean the fourth existing, started doing what? Transactions with currencies, because it was broken the monopolium for Romanian Bank for Foreign Trade, which was the, let's say, the only bank doing this. Okay, tell me it was Société Générale and Misr and Manufacturer Hanvetas, but all those banks were performing their payments through their head offices. So coming back, in Romania, the production or the commerce have been divided very much. While before the deliveries were by ship or by wagon, after 90s, the deliveries started to diminish very much. That means the payments have been increased. This is why we arrive at this situation which was strangling the Romania. In 2000, you know very well, it was created Transfond, and 2005 Transfond became operational, taking over all the retail transactions from that time central bank, because central bank was split in two, in Central Bank, National Bank of Romania and Romanian Commercial Bank. So it was something very interesting, and I'm very proud to say the Romanian banking system, and when I say Romanian banking system, I include central bank, I include, of course, commercial banks, I include the pylon, the Romanian Banking Association. I include the pylons of Romanian banking community, like Transfond, like Credit Bureau, like Romanian Banking Institute. So the Romanian banking system, it was very, very, let's say, involved in creating this system, which was operational, I think, May 2005. This was for domestic currencies, for lei. Meanwhile, as I told you, banks received the rights to operate in all currencies. Meanwhile, Romania joined SWIFT in 1992, September 1992. Romania had cut over for SWIFT, and the four banks operating in Romania at that time, the same were before '89, December '89, starting operating in SWIFT for hard currencies only. So I'm coming back saying those institutions and entities I have mentioned, they were very interested, and they work hard to have payment systems in Romania. And a part of, let's say, some inherent problems, I may say Romania was very present in promoting those systems. I'll make a small parenthesis. We were the last in Europe implementing, last from the former communist countries, the last implementing SWIFT, the last implementing domestic payment system. We are the last, not among the last. We are the last. But this was an advantage. Why? Because we have taken the best solutions for domestic payments, CEE Transfond, and also from SWIFT. And discussing with Luminița, I don't know if she is here, Luminița Șoitu, you know very well, Luminița is there. She confirmed me something which I knew, but I wanted to have her feedback. Always, Romania was a pioneer in promoting solutions. We were pioneers introducing SEPA for lei. We are in a very good position in implementing or expanding instant payments. We are among the pioneers in Europe having this system for identification of beneficiary. Yeah. So things which are not well, let's say, published, in my opinion, and it's good people to know, even for what they do now related to frauds. In Transfond, we have RoDetect with Central Bank and Romanian Banking Association. We defined what should be, how to operate. Is in not implementation, but anyway, is in a good phase of development. FIDA is not so far from let's say, deadline point of view. I think we should appreciate all those efforts, and I should like to make an applause for what the banking system success to do. Thank you very much.